Hey, shalom, shalom. Let's start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our heavenly power, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and taught me this truth. Shalom to the Yahawah, which is the house of David. Shalom to the sincere Aqua, through sisters staying in order according to the scriptures. And shalom to the large multitude, that 1/3, the ones that will hearken unto the word of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, the ones that will repent and turn back and seek the Lord while he may be found. To you all, I say shalom. All right, let's get straight to it. I got a couple of videos I want to show you guys, and then I got a few scriptures. All right, this lesson is through the Spirit, and like always, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. All right, to the elect. I'm pretty sure I already just said that, but it's always through the Spirit, because that's the right spirit that a man of the Lord, should be in, right? We always out here, going out in the highways and byways, doing these lessons, these sit downs, these epistles, all right, for our people. The scriptures speak about, if you love me, feed my sheep, all right? Our Lord Yahawashi told Peter, all right, 3 times, if you love me, feed my sheep. That's our duty as men of the Lord, as fishermen of men, as watchmen, as seers, as prophets. All right, this is our duty, if you will, okay? In the videos that I'm gonna show you, all right, is how basically, the damage that's coming to the people, if you will, based on Trump's actions. But we all know that Trump is just a puppet to the elites, all right, to the Rothschild, Rockefeller, Bilderberg, DuPonts, right? The head tribe of Esau, Edom, right? The Amalekites. All right, these JOOS. All right, so that being said, let's get straight to it. All right, this is a copyright disclaimer. All right, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All right. So this is for news reporting, teaching, comment, criticism, education, and research. All right, fair use, YouTube. All right, let's get straight to it. Let's get these videos. First video I'm gonna show you is this one.
This is actually fucking unreal, my nigga. $250 billion wiped out of the crypto market today. 1.2 trillion wiped out of the stock market today. 3 fucking trillion in 60 minutes, bro. I lost over $50,000 from fucking market manipulation. There was nothing you could have possibly done. Solana down 40% in a fucking day, bro. There was nothing nobody could have possibly done. This shit was going down at an extraordinary rate. Donald Trump bringing back tariffs because the nigga didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize in China. 100% tariffs on China starting on November 1st. There was no skill, there was no analysis that you could have possibly done to predict that this was going to happen. I'm gonna be completely honest, my nigga. I am completely done from this crypto shit, my nigga. I will never place another trade in my life. Broke my fucking phone out of just pure anger, threw my shit at a wall after seeing that I lost 20,000 in one trade, 20,000 in another trade, and then 10,000 on another trade. I hope y'all boys able to bounce back from this absolute atrocity that just happened, but I'm done with this shit, I ain't gonna lie. It's just too rigged and too manipulated.
No, most definitely is rigged and most definitely is manipulated. Personally, I never done trades of stock. I have had men, advise me to get into it, not into put your whole life savings into it, but, into little stocks, something that will make you, a couple bucks, a week, a month, and based on what they were telling me, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but these stocks, a lot of citizens in the United States, they put a lot of money into this, right? They're always watching the news, seeing if the stocks goes up, if the stocks go down. Some people have, they pay people to, I don't know what would be their technical position or their names of these people that are being paid, but they pay people to watch the stocks and they use the money of the customer to invest in different stocks or keep investing in the same stock. So this is serious. You know, a lot of citizens of the United States are into these stocks and trades, okay? And now, right, you know, based on this video, if you will, all right, a lot of stocks plummet, went down, are in the negatives, meaning a lot of people that invest in money have lost a lot of money, all right? And just to acknowledge that the reasoning for this plummet, this downfall, was because of Trump and the tariff situation. It's going to get a lot of Americans upset, especially these Edomite Americans, if you will. Because you Edomite Americans are nothing but two-time losers out here. You so-called white people out here, you're two-time losers. And I'm not saying it. Your own head tribe is saying that, right? And what are not verbally saying it, but their actions speak louder than words, right? Why you think a lot of you so-called white people in America are in drug situation, are homeless, are going through economical crisis, as well as the so-called black man Latino, right? You out here, you feel so superior than the black man Latino Native American. You feel that way. You're entitled, right? Because your head tribe runs the world. So you have a spirit of arrogance and a condescending spirit. But your own head tribe has put you in this position where you're fucking broke out here too. You out here over 65 and you still not retired because the fucking economy's all fucked up. You see? So based on the way that economically you Edomites are struggling out here too, your head tribe, man, has called, don't give a fuck about you guys. He's calling you two-time losers as they're fucking living it up. All right? So these economic issues, right, is gonna bring problems, right, to a city near you. All right, so it's gonna be a lack of bread. You won't be able to financially take care of your family, right? You won't be able to afford food for them, if you will. Okay, and ultimately, it's gonna lead for a solution that your own elite, again, your own head tribe is gonna give you, right? But this is not only to you so-called white people. I'm just emphasizing that you white people out here in America, you guys are fucking losers. All right, you're a two-time loser. This is your queendom, America, and this world we live in right now, right? This is your queendom, and you're still fucking gonna struggle, and you're still gonna feel the pain, you know? But I'm not trying to make this lesson only about you, you know, our people as well, man. 2/3 of our people, all right, these other heathens, all right, they're gonna feel this economical crash, all right. And what's gonna happen is that the elites of the world, if you will, which are the Amalekites, the head tribe of Esau, Edom, they're gonna give you a solution, and that solution is going to be the micro C-hip, the RFI to the D C-hip, which is the MARK of the beast. All right. Let's continue. I got another video. All right. Now this video. All right.
You're just absolutely fucking.
Salaki, let me. At one point, it kind of seems like this guy is trolling. You know, this video itself got 189,000 likes. You know, I gave it a like myself. At one point, it seemed like he was trolling, but it's still the reality. All right, right. It's talking about how tariff has affected agriculture, right? The farmers, right? But not just the tariff, right? All the immigration situation that have been happening. All right, a lot of your food, your produce, right, that you have in your local supermarkets or major franchise supermarkets, right? A lot of these foods come from California, all right, from the farms in California, from the fields in California. All the agriculture that's being done by the so-called Mexicans, right? So-called Hondurans, so-called Guatemalans, so-called Salvadorians, all right? And there might be other northern tribes out there, you know, but ultimately what you would call so-called immigrants out here, when in reality, right, all the Americas belong to the nation of Israel. And what do I mean by that? The true nation of Israel is the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American. The true biblical Israelites, not these fucking fake JOOS out there in the land of Israel right now, which are Edomites. They're not the true biblical Israelites, according to the scriptures, right? We are the true biblical Israelites. So all the Americas belong to the true Israelites, which are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. I repeat, all right? Because this is the land that got robbed from us, all right? All the so-called native tribes from North America, Central America, and South America, they were all robbed by you European freaks, man. Anyways, all right, going back to the topic, all right? These so-called immigrants, if you will, these northern tribes, right? They're not working out there in California, right? A lot of them stopped going to the fields, to the farms. Why? Because of all this immigration bullshit happening, which is going to cause racial war and civil war, uproars of the people, sedition among men. Evils are coming. We've been warning you, you know. But in particular to this video, to this lesson, all right, these farmers, right, agriculture is plummeting, and what's going to happen is going to affect you that our storehouses are going to be empty. Our supermarkets are going to be empty. All right. You won't first, right? The economy is crashing, so you won't have the funds to be able to buy these foods. But second, the food won't be there either, you know? And then going back to what I was saying, Esau's going to give you that solution, which he's going to give you that C-hip. But let's watch this video, all right? And again, this is fair use. There is a as you can see, there's like a instrumental being played, fair use. All right, I'm not monetizing these videos. I'm not making no money. All right, this is strictly fair use. All right, this is for the people. All right, for research. All right, for studying, for comments. All right.
Absolutely fucked as farmers, guys. Everything is so fucked, and I do not see anybody surviving this farm crisis that we're in. Guys, look, one of the best splorn crops that I have ever raised in my life. And because of the tariffs, China will not fucking...
I don't know what that is, splorn crops. You know, excuse my ignorance. But supposedly he was saying that China, let's just look that up. Sorghum. Is that what he said? The image shows a field of sorghum, which is a type of grass cultivated for grain, forage, or syrup. It is one of the top 5 cereal crops in the world and is known for its versatility and drought tolerance. That's interesting. Sorghum is also known as milo, and is a major feed grain for cattle. It is warm, seasoned grass that is adapted to dry or well-drained soil. The United States is a leading producer of grain sorghum. Sorghum is grown in tropical and subtropical regions of Eastern Africa, Southern Europe, Southern America, Central America, North America, and Southern Asia. Okay, that's very interesting. All right, so that's a little information there. I'm gonna return the video a little back.
Anybody surviving this farm crisis that we're in. Guys, look, one of the best splorn crops that I have ever raised in my life. And because of the tariffs, China will not fucking buy it. And they are the only country in the world other than, well, they are the only country in the world that buys splorn. And so now I'm literally just chopping it, blowing it on the fucking ground because it's fucking useless. It's valueless. There's nothing I can fucking do to it. I am going to need government assistance to make it through this fucking crisis until these...
That's very interesting, right? That's very, very interesting. All right, because government assistance, yes, right, we look at that as like EBT, right, housing, shit like that. But eventually that ultimate government assistance is going to be that C-hip, that chip, right? That MARK of the beast, that rice device, if you will. All right?
Tariffs in. Look, I've never raised a splorn crop like this, guys. And this is just fucking heartbreaking to me. I don't know how I'm going to survive. You know, Trump said he fucking loved us farmers, and here I am just blowing my splorn crop all over the ground. Hopefully he works a deal exploring.
You see, that's what I said when he started getting to this point. It sounded like he was, trolling a little bit. But I get his sarcasm, right? Because obviously you ain't gonna need no fucking this crop in fucking Antarctica or Mars, So I get his sarcasm, all right? Basically, it's gonna be impossible for him to be able to sell this if these tariff or these economic crises continue. Fucking up the cash flow for these farmers, if you will.
Save the farmers. I'm sorry, exploring crop, but you're fucked. We're just.
You see, even when he said that, when he grabbed the crop and said that, it just sounded like trolling a little bit, But these Edomites, man, they don't know what's coming to them. They gonna fucking suffer. Jacob's trouble's gonna fuck them up too. We already in Jacob's trouble. They're gonna see it. All right, from there, let's get this precept. Ecclesiasticus 14:5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. You see, Esau, Edom, he's evil to himself, to his own people, man. These elites, right? These the head tribe, the Amalekites of the Edomites, right? He's evil to himself. His own people suffering out here. So to whom shall he do good to? Right? He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his good. That's why if he's evil to his own kinfolk, right? His own Edomite brothers, what makes you think that he's here for the well-being of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American when he has a perpetual hatred towards you, man? Look at these things that are happening, right? There's a big, right? Remember, right now, we've been telling you about the MARK of the beast, the C-hip, right? How it's gonna have, you're gonna get full control and access and your location and everything in your possession to these Edomites. All right, we've been telling you this was gonna happen, and now what are they doing? They're implementing this digital ID worldwide. They're forcing this on the people. All right, meaning that the MARK of the beast is coming. All right, so what has to happen? The economy has to crash as well, right? The value of the dollar has to diminish completely, which the dollar is already worthless, if you will. We're in trillions of debt because of these Edomite, so-called white people, these JOOS, right? Amalekites. It's been their plan. They've been doing this, and now we're in a time where they're gonna completely destroy the economy. This is why your stocks are going down. This is why the stocks are in negative right now. This is why a lot of people is losing money. All right. I got this other precept. Okay, this is 2nd Ezra 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. You see, all these platforms that bring cash flow, right? Like stocks and trades. Okay, those are sown places. They're being unsown, man. They're being destroyed. Okay, everything in America is being destroyed, if you will. All right, when it comes to, there's no more morals out. There's never been morals out here, but the economy is being destroyed slowly. Okay, it says the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. These storehouses, right? They're gonna be found empty, right? All these warehouses that are full of goods then they get shipped. These goods get shipped to your local supermarkets or whatever storehouse that you have. They're gonna be found empty. All right, survival is going to be tough out here. Okay, this is prophecy. This is meant to happen. From there, let's get Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. America is spiritual Egypt. Egypt means house of bondage, right? People are slaves in America now. They're slaves to the dollar. They are in the rat cycle. The American citizens are in the rat cycle. They depend on the government. Woe to them that go to Egypt for help, right? And this is especially talking about you Israelites. And stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Who's the Holy One of Israel? Yahawashi. They neither seek the Lord, Yahawah. You Israelites put all your trust in the so-called white man. You believe in everything he says. When he gave out these vaccines for the Crown 19, for this pestilence that the Lord himself brought upon the face of the earth, right? And then Esau out of nowhere started bringing out this venom shot. You trusted in him and you took it, right? So woe to them that go down into Egypt for help. All right, now all these economic crises are happening. All these immigration scenarios are happening, right? This is Jacob's trouble. This is the reality of it. This is the harsh truth, okay? And more evils are coming, all right? Get ready for your bank accounts to get frozen. Get ready for not be able to take out money from your ATM. Get ready for you won't be able to use cash to buy or sell anything, all right? From there, let me get this. Revelations 13. All right, start at verse 16. It says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand. This mark goes into the Greek word charagma. Look into that word. All right, it's a physical, right, device, a rice device. Is that she-hip through the spirit of Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi. The Lord has revealed it to us. Started with the elders and apostles of great millstone and down. All right, anybody's in the spirit of Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi, the Lord has revealed it to us. All right, flesh and blood has not revealed it to us, but our heavenly Father which is in heaven has revealed it to us, that this mark, right, is talking about the rice device, this RFID C-hip, this micro C-hip. All right. It says to receive, and this is why you see all this Neuralink shit happening with Elon Musk, right? Implanting these chips in the back of the head, in the hands, right? This is why you see all these digital ID happening. All right, it's gonna get to the point that eventually all the information from finance, from medical history, from unlocking and locking any type of device, from your front door entrance to your door, anything, all right? Your location, your if you have any type of criminal record, or if you're clean, all your information, every type of venom shot you're taking, your medical, everything, right, is gonna be in this mark. Okay, this rice device, the RFID micro C-hip. All right. So let's continue. It says, I'm going to read it from the top again. Revelation 13 and 15. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, which is 666. All right. I got another one. Let's get 2nd Esdras, and I close out with that. 2nd Esdras 15. All right. We'll start at let's see. We'll start, I believe, at is it 9? No, 14. Right? 2nd Esdras 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. What's the modern day sword? Guns, right? Any type of weapon. All right? This is what's going to happen. Woe to the world, right? The destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another. For there shall be sedition among men, right? There's already men plotting, getting together to try to go against the government, right? This is going to happen in the United States. It already happened right now in Nepal. It's happening right now in Britain, right? There's uproars and protests all over the world right now. And they're not televising it in America, okay? Something is coming. Understand that. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. They're not going to care about you. What's the modern day king or princes, right? Your president, anybody in a political chair, your governments, all right? It says, in the course of their action shall stand in their power. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? Because of their pride, especially America. America is a proudful nation. For because of their pride, the city shall be destroyed, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. You see, the lack of bread. These agriculture issues that are happening is going to affect you. And for great tribulation, it's going to be great tribulation because the economy is falling. All right? And many other scenarios and situations and havocs and chaos and crisis. All right? Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the elect. All praises, honor, and glory to our heavenly power, Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rawchaa Qadash. Lord willing, on to the next lesson. Shalom.